With midterms 10 days out, former President Barack Obama lending his support to Wisconsin Democrats today by visiting Milwaukee to campaign. Also, gunshots ring out overnight in East Madison, being captured on a neighbor's doorbell camera. We'll tell you what police are saying happened. And we've learned more tonight about the man who viciously attacked Paul Pelosi, the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. But motive still remains unclear. That's all coming up right now at 10.
The reason I'm here is simple. I am here to ask you to vote.
With 10 days until the midterm election, campaigns are in full swing this weekend, especially here in the Badger State, as former President Barack Obama visited Milwaukee today to support Democrats across Wisconsin. Our political reporter, Will Keneally, joins us now to break down that visit. Will?
McKenna, the former president is just the latest in a string of national Democrats who've come here to campaign for Wisconsin candidates. We saw a series of Biden administration officials in Wisconsin earlier this week. And the resounding message from today, the clear distinction between Democrats and Republicans.
But in your gut, you should have a sense, who cares about you? Who's going to fight for working people who are struggling to pay the bills?
The answer, according to former President Barack Obama, not Republicans.
Who's actually going to do something about it? The Republicans are having a field day running ads, talking about it. But what is their actual solution to it?
Which is why he returned to Milwaukee today to campaign for Democrats up and down the ballot.
For your outstanding governor, Tony Evers.
When we do the right thing, Wisconsin is better and stronger. When our kids have access to a quality education, they have a foundation for a lifetime of success.
Democrats compared that to the Republican platform.
It's about the very few that Ron Johnson has kept propped up at the top and the rest of us who they consistently leave behind at the bottom. We know that if we're going to change Washington, we got to change the people we send to Washington.
The rally was in an effort to mobilize Democratic voters. And for their part, the RNC told News 3 Now that Republicans had knocked on nearly 1.5 million doors so far this cycle, a sizable increase over 4 years ago when they only did 650,000 doors. So a big mobilizing effort ahead of the election, just 10 days away.
We can make things better. And better is worth fighting for.
So in response to the rally, Republican gubernatorial candidate Tim Michels touted his plan to expand school choice, saying in part that, quote, "I won't accept failure. These kids deserve better than what the establishment has offered them for the last 40 years. McKenna?
All right, thanks, Will. And with midterms 10 days away, the city of Madison wants you to have faith in its equipment that will be tallying your ballot. The public was invited out to the clerk's office today to see that equipment in action. And our Andrew Branshaw took up the city on its offer.
The machines you put your ballots in don't just show up on Election Day. The city's clerk's office puts them through a rigorous testing process to ensure optimal election security.
So this is the third time we've done it this year. We make sure that for every election, that all of the bubbles that get filled in, that they're all being counted accurately. We have our ballot marking devices, which put barcodes on there and making sure that those are counting accurately. We have what's called a test deck, where we have pre-marked test ballots, both on the hand-marked ballots as well as the express vote machine ballots. And we have an anticipated tally on how the machine should be counting the vote. And then so we put those ballots through, we run the results tape. The results tape should match what's on anticipated tally. If it does, that's all good. If it's wrong, chances are we made an error. We filled out one of the test ballots in a different way than we should have done it. And so we make sure whatever's wrong is corrected, and then whatever is marked is accurately being counted on the machine.
After each and every one of these tabulators is tested, once it's cleared, on Election Day, it's unlocked and it's moved in a moving truck all the way to its voting place. In Madison, Andrew Vanstra, News 3 Now.
Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary, pretty warm out there right now.
Yeah, temperature is still in the mid-40s. Cloud cover will have something to do with that tonight. We won't get as cold as last night, but we had sunshine all day today. Let's start out by taking a look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam. You can see clear skies from sunup almost to sundown. On the far western horizon, there's just a little bit of cloud cover that you see just kind of coming in right toward the end. It's kind of hard to tell there, but That's right before sunset. Doppler track right now free of precipitation. So even though clouds are moving in to far southern Wisconsin, the nearest rain is still down by St. Louis. High temperatures today, lower to middle 60s through much of southern Wisconsin. Lone Rock, the warm spot at 69 degrees, but still 63 Madison, 66 Janesville, 65 for the high and Watertown. But those temperatures have come down about 20 degrees since then. Most areas are in the low to mid 40s. Mineral Point still at 52 degrees, but notice already down to 40 at the Baraboo Dells Airport and 36 in Camp Douglas. Across Dane County, as cool as 43 degrees in Edgerton and 41 in Cross Plains, but as warm as 47 in the town of Perry. Look for skies to become mostly cloudy overnight. Won't be as chilly, low dropping to 40 degrees. Tomorrow we'll see plenty of clouds, but it should stay dry, and Halloween looking pretty good. I'll have a full Halloween forecast in just a few minutes.
Those gunshots ringing out early this morning on Madison's east side, with this doorbell camera capturing the sound of at least a dozen gunshots over just the course of 1 minute. Madison police say 3 people were rushed to the hospital with injuries this morning. Luckily, we're told they are expected to survive. According to MPD, it was around 3:30 when officers were called to a home in the 4600 block of Milwaukee Street. Even though a gun was fired, as heard in that video, Madison police are not yet calling this a shooting, instead referring to it as a weapons offense. We spoke with the neighbor who says after hearing those gunshots, he saw people running down the street away from a home.
I was abruptly awoken by a bunch of gunshots, probably 12 or 15. And I looked out the window, saw some people running down the sidewalk and kind of just yelling.
MPD's Violent Crimes Unit is now investigating this incident. Be sure to stick with News 3 Now as we'll bring you the latest updates on this story as we receive them, both on air and online. An accident on the Beltline this evening blocked one lane of travel for about an hour. This is looking eastbound at Gammon toward Whitney Way around 7:30 tonight. All we know is that there was a crash, but it wasn't anything too major because the road was clear less than an hour later. Police in Verona are continuing their search efforts for a man who's not been seen since Monday evening. 51-year-old John Ramser was last seen in the area of Melody Circle and Melody Lane. It's believed he may be on foot or bicycle. He's about 5'11", 170 pounds, bald, and wears eyeglasses. If you've seen John, you're asked to give Verona police a call. The number to call is right there on your screen. We're getting a look at the man suspected of attacking Paul Pelosi, the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. This is 42-year-old David DePapi, who is expected to be arraigned Tuesday. Doctors expect Mr. Pelosi to make a full recovery after surgery to repair a skull fracture and serious injuries to his right arm and hands. Authorities have not yet identified a motive, but as CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides reports, the attack comes as threats against members of Congress have risen to historic levels.
For his wife. RB stated he doesn't know who the male is, but he advised that his name is David.
Police say 82-year-old Paul Pelosi called 911 around 2 in the morning while his attacker was already in the San Francisco home.
He was the caller. Dispatch kind of took it from there and read between the lines.
On the call, federal sources told CBS News the dispatcher could hear what sounded like someone being threatened in the background and sent a high-priority alert to law enforcement. Authorities say the suspect, 42-year-old David DePapi, repeatedly hit the House Speaker's husband with a hammer.
At the point at which the police arrived, he did turn and use that hammer against the Speaker's husband in a manner that appeared that he was intending to kill him.
Sources tell CBS News the intruder shouted, "Where's Nancy?" and planned to detain Pelosi's husband until she returned. President Biden said he spoke to the Pelosi since the attack, which he discussed after he voted today in Delaware.
You can't condemn the violence unless you condemn those people who continue to argue the election was not real, that it's being stolen, that all the malarkey that's being put out there to undermine democracy.
Republican Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell wrote he was horrified and disgusted by reports of the incident. Just days before the midterm election, the Department of Homeland Security Friday issued a bulletin warning of a heightened threat towards candidates running for public office, elected officials, and election workers. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
Former President Barack Obama touched on the attack while campaigning in Milwaukee today. Take a listen.
This habit of saying the worst about other people, demonizing people, that creates a dangerous climate. And if elected officials don't do more explicitly to reject this kind of over-the-top, crazy rhetoric, if they keep on ignoring it or tacitly supporting it or in some cases encouraging it, that's the kind of thing that ends up getting people hurt.
To international news now, where the death toll in South Korea has grown to 149, stemming from what's being called a crowd surge during Halloween festivities in Seoul. Hundreds of others are injured. Partygoers were crushed by a large crowd pushing forward in a narrow alley in a major leisure and nightlife district in the capital, with a Seoul fire chief saying most of the dead and injured were young adults, mostly in their 20s. It's estimated more than 100,000 people gathered for the country's largest outdoor Halloween festivity since the start of the pandemic. More local news ahead tonight at 10 with another year of tricks and treats at O'Donnell Hills Golf Course. Golfers dodging spooky sights on the course while benefiting charity at the same time. That story straight ahead. And university leaders at UW-La Crosse hoping a new tool provided for students will help stay safe on campus.
Keep bragging about your buck after the hunt with wild game processing from Johnson's Sausage Shop in Ryle, Wisconsin. Friends enjoy a hunting story more over a jalapeno cheddar stick. Johnson's Sausage Shop accepts wild game 7 days a week. First bucks in are the first brats out.
The Internet of Things is evolving, creating the Internet of You. And Spectrum, America's leading internet and mobile provider, is bringing you seamless connectivity across all your devices. Introducing Spectrum One, Spectrum Internet with speeds of 300 megabits, advanced Wi-Fi, and Spectrum Mobile Unlimited, all for just $49.99 a month. Call 833-673-4999. Spectrum Internet delivers speeds up to a gig with over 99.9% network reliability. Advanced Wi-Fi provides enhanced security and privacy that automatically blocks threats to protect all of your devices. And Spectrum Mobile gives you unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G and the most reliable service coast to coast. Switch now. Call 833-673-4999. At Spectrum, it's not just about connecting things, it's about connecting you. Get it all with Spectrum One, Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and one line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for $49.99 a month. Call 833-673-4999 or visit a Spectrum store today.
Finding the Honda you really want just got easier. With a longer limited warranty, so long. Downloadable inspection reports, so you see what we see. Downloadable. And complimentary oil changes within the first year. That's what I'm talking about. You've never been more at peace than with Honda Certified Pre-Owned.
Radical Tim Michaels is extremely divisive.
I don't care who I offend.
And at his company, the culture comes from the top. Multiple court filings say women were sexually assaulted, harassed, and pressured to have sex with their bosses.
If she refused demands for sex, she would be blackballed from working on a pipeline job.
Higher-ups dismissed the women as liars and fired those who spoke out.
I don't care who I offend.
That's how Tim Michaels runs his company. Don't let him run our state.
Jurassic Quest is back and bigger than ever. Celebrate Halloween weekend at Jurassic Quest. Come dressed in your favorite costume for a chance to win a prize. And join us for Trick or Treat. Open now through Sunday in Madison. Buy tickets in advance for best selection at JurassicQuest.com.
As Campaign 2022 approaches the finish line, News 3 Now presents a special midterm election preview.
We're spotlighting key races and issues, fact-checking candidates, and hearing the voices of voters in battleground Wisconsin.
Saturday, November 5th at 7 p.m. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
New at 10 tonight, for the 7th year, O'Donnell Hills Golf Course transformed its green for the Halloween Tricks and Treats Scramble. And golfers of all skill levels were out giving it a go. The greenkeeper put some pins and holes in odd spots along the course, trying to trick the players. Teams of 4 traversed the course, which featured 18 spooky holes and props to avoid, such as tombstones, blackbirds, even monsters emerging out from the pond. It's a popular event, which we're told quickly sells out each year. And today was the perfect day to be out golfing with Badgers on a bye. O'Donnell Hills says it had 36 teams compete. That's 144 golfers in all, with some money raised going to benefit charity.
What we like to do for this event as well is we tie it in with a local charity, so we're helping out the American Family Children's Hospital today as well.
Anna? Surviving those spooky scares through the course, it builds up an appetite, so the golfers were able to chow down on a cookout buffet following their round. Also new at 10, 91 local veterans who fought in the Korean and Vietnam Wars are back home tonight after a quick day trip to Washington, D.C. as part of the 45th Badger Honor Flight. These flights, which happen nationwide, charter veterans to our country's capital to see the memorials that have been erected in their honor. There's been 6 flights this year from Madison, and this was the last one for 2022. Everything from transportation to food is free for the veterans, given how much they've sacrificed for the country. The flight left early this morning from Dane County Regional at 5 a.m. and returned shortly after 8 p.m. In college, students are given a toolbox with everything they need for the world outside its campus. And now colleges are providing students with a different kind of toolbox. In a partnership with Wisconsin Voices of Recovery, University of Wisconsin-La Crosse has installed 13 boxes around campus with Narcan. Each box comes with 2 doses, and boxes are in all 10 residence halls on campus, the recreation hall, and in the lobby of the university police office. Students say it's important to have Narcan on a college campus.
I think it's definitely a lot more accessible than it ever used to be. I haven't been anywhere where they just have Narcan boxes available, and I think that's really cool.
Anytime someone takes a box of Narcan, Wisconsin Voices of Recovery does get an alert, so they know to get the items taken replaced. University leaders hope taking a proactive approach by making Narcan available will lead to students more likely seeking help for opioid addiction. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast now with meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary, you want me to ask you about the golf course, and I know I pronounced it wrong, even though I was told before.
No, you know, the funny thing is I have friends that go to that every year, and I tell you, I'm a bad enough golfer that I don't need any extra hazards out on the course. So the trick-or-treaters, though, they're going to love this forecast. Here's our trick-or-treat forecast for Halloween on Monday. We'll start out the day with some clouds in the morning, but it'll turn partly sunny in the afternoon. Daytime high temperature at 63, specifically for the time the trick-or-treaters go out. About 4 to 5 p.m. most areas start their trick-or-treating. 63 degrees with partly sunny skies. Remember a few years ago we had 4 inches of snow on Halloween and temperatures around freezing? Not this year. Partly cloudy, 6 p.m. temperature about 59 degrees, and 8 p.m. about 55 with mostly clear skies. So I think this will go in the record books as one of the better Halloweens across southern Wisconsin. As we take a look at 3 things you need to know, though, the clouds will be back for tomorrow. I'm looking for high temperatures still to be in the lower 60s for both tomorrow and Monday. It'll be dry through Thursday with a slight chance for a shower southeast of Madison Sunday night, but most areas will stay dry. And then as we look into the end of the week, we'll see some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm or 2 on Friday, and then another round of showers Sunday and Monday of the following week. But temperatures are still going to be above average. Average high temperature now should be about 53. We drop to around 49 degrees 10 days from now, and you can see until we get to that day 10, which is actually election day Tuesday of the following week, we'll see temperatures well above normal. In fact, we start out November with high temperatures near 70 degrees for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. On weather track, right now, we're in a split flow pattern. Notice how the jet stream kind of splits, goes around a storm system to the south. Another branch goes up to the north, so that allows mild Pacific air to come eastward across much of the country. This weather system will kind of drift toward the north. Some clouds will start to move in already tonight. We'll see cloudy skies for tomorrow, but notice the rain is still south of St. Louis. So again, as the system heads to the north and east, it's possible that we could see a slight chance for a shower Sunday night as the weather system skirts over southeastern Wisconsin. But right now, it's fighting dry air across much of the state, and so that's keeping the rain at bay. Temperatures pretty comfortable for this time of night, mainly in the mid to upper 40s. A few places in those blue areas already dropping into the 30s. But for tomorrow, we're looking for cloudy skies, but still mild. High temperature 62. And again, I'm not looking for any rain tomorrow. In fact, planning your day for tomorrow, look for a high of 64 in Sauk City, 63 in DeForest. There might be a little more sunshine mixed in with the clouds farther north, whereas down to the south, 64 for the high in Mount Vernon and also in Oregon. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 62 in Monroe, 63 in Platteville, 61 with mostly cloudy skies in Baraboo. 7 to 10 day forecast, 63 again for Halloween, near 70 Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with dry weather. Winds pick up a little bit on Thursday, and then showers, perhaps a thunderstorm on Friday as a cold front moves through. Temperatures drop back into the upper 50s with mainly dry weather for next Saturday, but showers move in for Sunday and Monday, and then by Election Day Tuesday. temperatures back to where we should be, but right now Election Day looks dry.
I was going to say, I've worked some cold and rainy election days. I think the last election day I worked, I had the complete downpour on me. So let's keep it dry and somewhat. I know for the reporters it's going to be a big day, so I'll do my best to keep my fingers everyone wants
crossed.
a Halloween forecast, but for your coworkers, we want that election forecast. All right.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Gary.
Okay.
Still ahead tonight, Badger volleyball back at the Fieldhouse with another exciting match with a top 10 team. Jordan has more coming up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
When our clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, everyone starts clapping because everyone is happy. Yeah. And that's why they all start dancing. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
For Clinton Anderson, our community is his top priority. He's delivered for middle-class families on the Beloit City Council, and he'll keep fighting to lower costs for us in the Assembly. Jeff Klett's priorities are all wrong. He supports dismantling our public schools, wants to slash community services to give tax breaks to his billionaire backers, and he'll vote with extreme Republicans to enforce Wisconsin's abortion ban, which could send doctors to prison. We can't afford Jeff Klett.
And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity, using less or a lot less oral pain medicines, and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
It's time to bust out your favorite flannel and join us at Flannel Fest, an evening of music to benefit the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, Saturday, November 5th at Funk's Pub in Fitchburg, featuring the Four on the Floor, The Mascot Theory, Beth Killy Band, Bascom Hill, and Natural Satellite. Tickets and info available at flannelfest.com. Flannel Fest, benefiting the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
I see your hard work, everything you do to try to make it. But people continue to be left behind. I'm running for Senate to put more money in your pocket. Ron Johnson's had 12 years to make things better, but costs are still rising, and all he's managed to do is write a tax cut for himself. I believe better is possible. I believe hard work can pay off, and I'll never stop fighting until it does. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
When our clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, everyone starts clapping because everyone is happy. Yeah. And that's why they all start dancing. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Wisconsin volleyball aced its toughest test of the season on Wednesday night with a sweep of the #1 team in the country. Now the Badgers turn their focus to another top 10 opponent, Minnesota. They're in town for the second installment of the border battle. Gophers swept the first meeting, while Wisconsin is set on protecting home court tonight. Badgers lock up the first 2 sets in the fourth. Devin Robinson sparks a 5-0 scoring run to give some cushion on the scoreboard, while Sarah Franklin once again being a force from the back row. This time she finishes the night with a team-high 18 kills, and at the service line, 7 aces as the Badgers win it in 4 sets. Season's on the line tonight in high school girls volleyball. Middleton and Waunakee facing each other for a shot at state. The Warriors having to play catch up early in the second set, but no problem. They feed Peyton Maley. She girls the back row to tie it up. Now with the top 2 seeds facing off for the section title, yeah, it's going to stay close and it's going to get heated. Middleton finding success with Jordan LaScala in that front left corner. So let's just keep getting her the ball. Waunakee takes set 2, but Middleton wins out to advance to the state tournament. The homestand continues for the unbeaten Bucks tonight, hosting the Hawks. Now we're going to take it to the fourth quarter. Atlanta wanting to knock off the last undefeated squad. Well, Trae Young with a shot from downtown that puts the Hawks ahead by 1. Well, Giannis answers right back with some help from Drew Holiday. Jams it for the lead. Atlanta putting up a fight, but the Bucks get it done behind a 34-point outing from the Greek Freak and Holiday. 123-115 the final. Badger women's hockey team saw its 9-game win streak come to an end yesterday as Minnesota Duluth took game 1 of the series in overtime. While the border battle continues, Wisconsin gets it started just 3 minutes in. On the power play, Caroline Harvey, she's going to light the lamp. Now, in this game, for every lead, there's going to be a response. So Duluth is up 2-1 in the second period, and Lacey Eden says, not so fast. She nets the equalizer. It's her 10th goal of the season. This tie holds until just before second intermission when Harvey strikes again. Her second goal of the game for the lead. Badgers hold on and win 4-3 to split the series. And back here in Madison, Badger men's, they're hoping to get their first win of the season. Got game 2 with Penn State tonight. But this one is all Nittany Lions. They scored just a few minutes into the first period. Add 3 more late in the game. The Badgers hit the road this week for 2 games with Michigan State. Section championship also in boys soccer in Division II, Oregon facing off with Monona Grove. Well, right out of the gate, Mason Dierks finds the power place to put the Panthers up 1-0 just 2 minutes in, and Oregon far from over. A free kick right outside the box sets up Casey Schonecker for an easy tap-in to the back of the net. The Panthers score their first 5 goals in just 15 minutes. Hard to catch that lead. They punch their ticket to state with a 6-0 shutout. And down in Division III, McFarland hosting Wisconsin Dells for a shot at state. Now with everything on the line, ends up being a gritty defensive battle, scoreless until the 56th minute, and Manrup Benapal breaks the stalemate. Dells with a 1-0 lead. Spartans, they're not backing down. Off a corner kick, Rowan Wagner comes up with the header to tie it up. Now this score holds through regulation, through the first overtime, where the Chiefs end up getting it done. They move on with a 2-1 win. And it's almost tournament time for the Badger women's soccer team. One of the best parts, they get to open the postseason on their home turf. In less than 24 hours, they will face Penn State in the Big Ten quarterfinals. A team they got shut out by a few weeks ago, but ended the regular season with a dominant win over Nebraska, allowing them to lock up home field advantage, has given the squad the right momentum heading into the postseason.
In this game, they figured out how to do it. They figured out how they were going to be effective. And so I think it just kind of gives them a little bit more confidence moving forward to the next couple games that they've figured a pattern or a method to be able to be successful. So it's exciting to see them carry it on to the next game here.
I'm going to see you on the sidelines tomorrow.
Yes, you are. UW men's exhibition game, but you will be there as a fan.
I do. I need to get Badger Red. We were talking about this last week, I think, whenever I was covering homecoming. I have, whenever I've been to Wisconsin, I got enough Packers gear, like a little versatile. I got a hat, a sweatshirt. I'm like, I don't have anything Badgers. It's not SEC, so I'm not doing Mizzou dirty in any way. It's okay. It's different.
I understand that. I understand that thought process. I mean, obviously, there's no shortage of gear in town. So
I think I'll be able to find some.
You'll be good.
All right, you'll see me tomorrow.
Okay.
Badger
Yep.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Gary's back with the final check of your first warn forecast coming up when we return.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $400 at LensCrafters, over $200 at Walmart, and over $150 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know it needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To your big promotion.
And to your new house. I know.
What? I guess you had to move fast in this market.
Right? Best thing I did was get a pre-approval from Summit. Once I knew my budget, I only looked at homes I could make a serious offer on.
And how's construction going on your place?
1 month left.
Must be stressful.
Actually, no. I'm working with Summit too, and they've been great about answering all my questions and guiding me along. It's been easy.
Whether you're building or buying a home, Summit Credit Union is here to help. Breaking news in Dallas, Texas, where at least 5 police officers were killed when they were ambushed.
This was the deadliest day for U.S. law enforcement since 9/11.
Just days after this horrific crime, Mandela Barnes appeared on Vladimir Putin's propaganda news outlet and rationalized violence against American police officers.
Police officers are over-exercising their badges. This probably was a retaliatory attack.
Do you want Mandela Barnes representing you in the Senate?
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular. They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up. Supply chain got us too. Don't get me started on the overhead cost.
At US Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected. You know, I respect a female entrepreneur. US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
At Stanton Optical, you get great value on eye care, including contacts. Right now, get a 1-year supply of AccuView Oasis and an eye exam for only $189. Scan now to book your eye exam. Yay, technology.
News 3 Now, election night coverage, Tuesday, November 8th.
And before we go tonight, NASA's bid farewell to one of its vintage buildings today, sending the structure off with a literal bang. Historic building of 4200 in Huntsville, Alabama, served as the administrative headquarters of the Marshall Space Flight Center for 57 years from 1963 to 2020. The former headquarters was removed to build new state-of-the-art facilities, according to NASA. Take a look at that. Oh my gosh,
I've actually seen that building before.
So
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say, I saw your jaw just drop.
Yeah, I actually got to when I went on a business trip. My dad was working when I was back in middle school, so I tagged along with him for the trip, and we drove by it and stuff. We also went to the space exhibit there, because why not?
In Huntsville, that's the thing to see.
All right, Gary. Well, let's check our forecast.
Yeah, cool night tonight, but highs tomorrow in the lower 60s, even though we'll have cloudy skies.
All right, thanks for joining us. News to Know this morning starts at 5:30.